subscribe, bro. How was your day? Oh no. Oh no. That hurts so bad. I don't know what happened to my right side. Like, this whole side is crazy hurting. How are you guys doing today? Welcome to Build and Flex with Sharina. And I am called Sharina. It's story time. Story. And I am snacking too. Mm. Hi everybody. I'm from editing a YouTube video. A YouTube yoga video just uploaded. It's gonna be on at 10 p.m. Say hi. Thank you. And I got some too because it's been so cold today. I'm always in here and I don't even need a space heater, but today I've turned it on because it was too hot. I mean, it was too cold. How's winter there, you guys? What am I eating? So my combination right now is not a good combination. It's so bad. But I was so hungry, so I just and I don't have any healthy snacks around right now, so I'm just having like some chips. They're just like small Cree chips. You know what's funny? This was like my favorite when I was little. When I was a child. Not so much of a child, but yeah, when I was a child. So I could have these. Wanna be my you mate. You can find a healthy snack for me. I'd appreciate that. So you guys actually have very important news. You know what? You guys are going to be so mad at me. You can like throw rocks through the screen. I don't care. You know what happened is the story of Sarah, I had it right the whole beginning, and towards the middle I confused it with another story, so that's why I had given it a stop, like a limit. So that I can confirm what I'm telling you guys, so I don't tell you lies. So thank God we didn't finish it on another someone's journey. So the end part of it is actually about a woman who died and went to heaven, and so heaven, so God, so Jesus, so the Holy Spirit, and saw hell, and then came back like in 2006, I think. So that was part of her story that I joined with Sarah's, and I wasn't sure about it. Oh, child, I'm so disappointed in myself. I am so sorry, y'all. So sorry. But Sarah's story, I got it together. So I'll bring Sarah's story back. I just like really want to have it at the end, because we're going to just say it so that it's all said and done and put aside. And then that woman's story is coming next after this story. So it's going to be tomorrow. You better watch out. So subscribe right now. And please turn your notifications on. Please. My kids will never go hungry. You know what, you guys? Recently, I've been seeing baby feeds on all my feeds. I'm like, stop sending me to have a child. They're so cute, but it's not the right time. So today we have a story. It's story time. You know what time it is today now. I already made two apologies about Sarah's story, mixing it up. But I have that woman's story, so we're going to start it from the beginning tomorrow. Her journey, how she died, how she went to heaven, what she saw, and how she came back. But today I have a different story for you, mates. And then Sarah's story is going to come back. I feel like I wish I could go back and cut the part where it starts on the wrong tune. Like a different, I know where it starts wrongly though. I checked that. So that's why it's on the stop. What am I doing? I'm from Africa. You mates, I just recorded a yoga video, so you guys should go and check that out at exactly 10 p.m. It's gonna be airing. It's for my girls, opening our hips and getting flexible and feeling amazing overall. How y'all been, mates? It's been crazy. Cold, snow, storms. I was like, whoa. So how have you guys been, by the way? How many goats to marry me? Let me see. I don't know. A million. Oh? You want some? You want some? Just joking. I'm just joking, y'all. Don't be angry. Don't be angry with me. It's story time. Today's story is actually going to teach people about, it's not teaching, but what you're going to learn from it is what is this? Be careful who you get married to. And while you're in courtship or you're dating someone, it's very important that you don't only stop knowing them, you know their family, you know their friends, at least some of the friends, just to know that this is a real human being that you're dating. And usually, meeting someone's family or where they come from, it doesn't tell who they are, but it gives you a glimpse of where they come from. So you know at least what you're dealing with, what you're fighting, whatever. That's what I'm trying to say. So today's story is about that. This child, a woman, met a husband and they were in a relationship and whatever, we're going to start it and then where it goes and how it ends and why you should actually be careful when you are getting serious with someone, not just dates, but even if it's just sex. Let's say it's just, just playing around and, messing around. You just don't want to be serious. That is serious. The moment you open that man down there and you start spreading those legs, you're inviting some things inside you. So you're not just enjoying, but you're inviting something. So if you don't know someone you're doing that thing with, there's so many things we attach from people. Mostly sex is an intimate thing. It's so spiritual, and I think I should have started another channel and would have named it Life is Spiritual, for you guys to understand. And I've been always telling you guys that life is spiritual, and most of my stories, I know they're real life stories about people, but they're spiritual too, because they open your eyes and you're like, whoa, okay, I need to slow down because I was going so fast and I didn't care. That 0 facts you gave is the reason why you're facing what you're facing. So yeah, today we are going to be learning about that. Thank you. Hi, Florence. You're so pretty too. I can see you from here. Hey, girl. I'm just joking you. So, anyway, what I'm saying is that each time you remove that, that, yeah, and you put in somebody else, you are literally inviting something, the spirit, that connection, that intimacy moment. You might look at it. That's why it takes seconds. That's why you have to be careful. It only, to some men, it takes seconds. Yeah. Don't even question me. Because some, yeah, some just don't have the energy. Some take minutes, some takes hours, but whatever. As long as you're in that period, you are attaching something from that person. So you have to be careful who you give that your body to, because that's so spiritual. Do you realize that some people transform through sex? Some people get spirits attached to them through sex, and some people get diseases, STDs and all that, but that's like physical. But apart from that, the spiritual part of it is what we're going to talk about today. So that is the story. That's what we're going to look at today, and what this story is. And I'm just going to start right now. I just wanted to just have some time with y'all before we go into this story, because it's going to be shocking. But anyway, it's true. So be careful. It will teach you just to be a little bit careful and also curious. You're dating somebody and they're telling you, I don't want you to see my family, blah, 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 Irish potatoes. Girl, take me to your home. I need to see who born you. Just don't play with me. It's my life you're playing with when you try to. So are you really serious if you like pushing me away like that? So not even only that, but who are you, mate? Why don't you want me to see your family? I feel like it's better to meet a family of someone where they're rebels or they do these crazy things than actually dating somebody when you don't know family. These periods we're in, our generation, I'll say our generation because I'm in it too, they don't really care about families. They might even say family doesn't matter, as long as the girl loves me, the boy loves me, I don't care about their family. I don't want to meet them. I don't want to go there if they don't have friends, whatever. But you're gonna get married to a ghost, and you know that. You guys think that these things are just like time back, or they're just story tells? Everything that is told under the earth is actually, it has ever happened. There is nothing new under the sun. Everything that was before is happening today, is happening tomorrow. It looks new, but it was there before. It's just that it's an advanced technology of it. If it's witchcraft, it's advanced. Witches are in offices. They drink with you. They do things with you. They have titles. They're not those witches you see in the movies that carry brooms and fly around. No. So all I'm saying is that you have to be careful. Life is so spiritual, and today's story, let's get right into it. Who's ready for it? Yep. John 3:16, somebody says, for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son, that whomever believes in him shall not perish, but have everlasting life, y'all. And I am bringing that story of this woman who died, went to heaven tomorrow. So stay tuned. If you haven't subscribed, don't make me knock you out, because you need it. You need it. You might think, okay, I am safe. No one is safe in this world we live in. This world, if you haven't seen my playlist, go back to my playlist and watch story time. The stories, mostly the story we talked about recently about this boy. I called it The Son, the Murderer, and Revenge. That story teaches a lot. It opens your eyes to the world you're in, the things that happen but you're not aware of. And I always say, just because they have not happened to you or you haven't seen them, doesn't mean they don't exist. So yeah. All right, y'all, you ready? It says he doesn't have a family. I'm so sorry you don't have a family, but at least you have friends, right? You at least have that one person that you can show someone and they can prove that you're real. You know, that's what I'm going into. Hi, Wolfman. What's up? What's up? Exactly. Exactly. It's so spiritual. It's so intimate. Whatever you collect in there, it's just non-physical, but it also goes in a spiritual way. That's why to some people, when they have sex and they are leaders in churches, the anointing falls because it's spiritual. You go to the pulpit and what you're speaking, you don't know. And then others, that's why you can actually sleep with a witch when you don't know. You sleep with these women, and I've seen so many things and stories that I've heard of people who actually sleep with dead people. They sleep with, oh, story time, the lady that slept with the witch doctor and then she gave birth to twins, and one of them was a snake and another was a human being. That is what I'm talking about. But anyway, today it's just a curiosity of actually knowing that person, that they're real, who they are, what they do in their home. Who are they? You might start struggling things in your when you get married to someone and you're asking yourself, why am I struggling with this? When things come from actually the husband's place or the wife's place, when they did things and you don't know. Maybe you're poor and you fought poverty. It's not going. What's going on? It's something in the background that you don't see. So, anyway, let's get right into this episode. Who's ready, y'all? Who's ready, y'all? Hey, hey, let's get right into it. So, once upon a time, in that far land, and today, forgive me, I'm not going to speak tribes because it's marriage, so it involves tribes and all that. You won't even understand the tribes I'm talking about. But to some people, because you know, YouTube, internet brings people worldwide, they might come and they start attacking me. What are you talking about? It's blah, 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 blah. Girl, sit down. So anyway, once upon a time, in a far, far away place, in oceans apart, there lived a lady, and she met this man and they got together. They didn't get married with a ring, but they saw each other, they met, they fell in love. Was it love? Was it lust? I don't know, but let's get right into it. So they fall in love. I'll call it love. Or what? Lust. We'll say love or lust. Okay. So they be together and they have a relationship, a long relationship that goes to weeks, to months, to years together. And then finally, you know, the more you spend time with an opposite sex, yes, evidence comes out. So the lady became pregnant. A good thing. When the lady became pregnant, story will be good. You feel it. I feel it too. So anyway, the lady became pregnant, and when she got pregnant, she gave birth to her first son. And the man who had never in his life of his existence told this lady to go and see his family, not her family, but his family, because her family could actually come to their home like sisters, of course not parents, because they were not married, so the parents didn't know the dude, so it was more of like just a known marriage to parents. So but the family of the girl knew a little bit about the man because they visited to see their sister. She had given birth, so they visited her and they saw the son and they were happy, they were excited for them. And then this man tells the woman, the wife, that, hey babe, you know what, sweetheart, my love, it's time I take you to my home. After she gives birth to the firstborn child. Before, he never talked about his family. Each time the woman could ask him, where do you come from? Like, what's your family like? He only knew about his tribe, that he's this tribe, and that tribe in Africa is known for, cannibalism, I'll say. It doesn't give the story away, okay? Calm down. Let me land. So, anyway, it's known for that, but not everyone does it. It's just some of the people there. So the man tells the woman, you know what? I want to take you to my home. You see my family, and so that they also see our child, because they are demanding for the baby, the first born child. And if you guys know what I've talked about before, the firstborn is always a first fruit. So why is it spiritual? God loves and respects first fruits, and so is the enemy. So these people, because the woman had given birth, then they asked to see the woman and to see the son. So the woman was excited. She was so happy. Oh my God, I'm going to see my husband's family, because every time she asked him, he would say, don't ask me, they're there, I don't care, they don't care about us, and all that. Like he could bring these massive excuses for not visiting his family. And the woman did not enforce it. She let it go. She said, it's okay, it's fine, it's cool. Please don't be like that. Be strict as a woman, because you're a helper. You have to be strict. You have to know who you're helping. Who are they? What they are. You cannot help someone you don't know. You can't help someone who has not opened up. Okay? You don't know what someone is suffering, you can't help them. How can you be a helper of someone who has not opened up? Be careful now. So, let's continue. So, she's happy, she's excited. I'm going to see my husband's family. She prepares the child, and the next morning they set off to go to the village to visit the husband's family. And this is what happens. They reach there. The people see her, they celebrate her and the baby. They jump up, they cook for them, more like a ceremony. Our wife has come home and she has brought a child with us, a hair, the firstborn child, a hair, and it's a son. Okay, so they are celebrating, they're having fun. The woman is so happy, and she's asking herself, why did my husband not tell me about the family? The family looks cool. They love me. They didn't reject me. They love the child. What was wrong? What was wrong? So anyway, what country do I live in? I come from Africa, Uganda. Hey. Look, I'm just dancing. You mates, you should be ashamed of yourselves that we're listening to the story without the story sound. I just remembered that, and that's because of okay, let's find story time. Like, there was something lacking behind me. I know you're paying attention, but I just need that for focus. Let's see. Okay, we got it. It was so quick. How are we feeling so far in this story? It's gonna be a short story, but I can mix it in two so that we have two stories. So I'm gonna be a long one, but we can also discuss at the end what you guys think about it. What you guys think about it. Oh, thank you so much. So are you gorgeous too? Andres. What the hell am I doing? Alright, let's continue with the story. So anyway, she reaches there, they welcome her, they welcome the baby, they're so happy, they're cooking for them, cooking for the wife, and the baby was still a child, like an infant, so he could not eat, he could just breastfeed. But this woman's spirit was not in her, like she was happy, she had met, the family, but deep down she didn't feel good. But whatever, maybe she was, anxious and scared to meet the family for the first time. But the husband is there, and the husband is okay. Nothing. He's not freaked out. He's nothing. He's just happy to be there with the family. They cook for them, and then they give the woman food to eat. But before they served the woman food to eat, they took the child. So the child, she was breastfeeding the baby, and then the baby fell asleep. When the baby fell asleep, the aunt of the baby said, the sister to the husband, say to her that, you know what, give me the child, let me take the child to rest in the room as we continue talking and getting to know each other, and as we prepare food. And the woman did not say no, because yeah, okay, this is my husband's family. What worst can happen to my, so there is something witchy about every woman. What about men? What about men, Ace? Not only women, so okay, let's not even go into women, but also you're going to be hungry. Just you wait how you're going to be hungry at this month. So anyway, not even hungry. I'm not trying to give anything away. So the woman takes the baby from the mother's hands and takes the baby to a room to rest, to sleep. The baby sleeps, the woman comes back, and they are celebrating. So they continue celebrating, they cook, but they do not allow her to go behind door. So there is a front door where they came in, and then there is a behind door, but they only kept her in the living room, and they did not allow her to go there. They were like, you're a visitor, just sit down and wait for everything to come to you. And then there are these old grandmas and grandpas, talking to her, so they're like distracting her. So she's here. Then time goes on, and when time really goes on, she notices the baby hasn't cried yet. And she's like, where is the baby? The baby hasn't woken up. And then the aunt is like, no, the baby is fine. He's still sleeping. And she's like, he has slept for a long time today. He's like, yeah, because he's at their house, Okay, the woman says, okay, fine, but in a few minutes, if the baby doesn't, wake up, I have to wake the baby up so that I breastfeed the baby. But mother's instinct, she is not feeling okay. She's like, why isn't the baby crying? So that took her peace away, because a mother can tell when something is wrong, actually. For example, when I'm at home here, I'm old enough, and something is troubling me, my mom says, Sherry, are you okay? And I'm like, I'm fine, Mom, but I know deep down nothing, it's not okay. But she knows. So she has that instinct, my baby is not fine, So the mother was not feeling okay. She's like, my baby is not crying. So time passed again. They're talking, they're having fun. So like she starts to really lose that peace in her. So she asks the husband, go check on the baby. And the husband says, no, calm down. Why are you like being like this? You just can't, I don't want my family to see you panic and do, things like that. Just calm down. Because she could listen to the husband, so she decided to calm down, but the heart is going, her heart is racing, because it had taken hours. It's crazy for a baby to sleep for hours and not wake up in those hours, for her, because she knew her baby. So anyway, they bring food. Time for food comes, and they bring the food down to the dining table. And then the woman asks, I want to breastfeed the baby before I eat. They say, no, just eat. The baby's fine. Like, we gave the baby milk. She's like, one milk? She's like, we have cows. We gave the baby milk. And we don't want to, disturb you. We don't want to give you a hard time. Just sit and relax. We have the baby. We are the baby's aunt. And this woman, she calms down. But what could you do in that state if you're the mother? You're visiting your husband's family for the first time. They have not rejected you. Most families reject people. They accepted her. They acknowledged her and the baby. And she's being too much. What do you do? So anyway, my first name is Sharina. I love the name. It's so beautiful, isn't it? Sharina. Alright. So anyway, they serve food, she's not feeling okay. She doesn't want to eat the food. She's like, I don't want to eat the food before I see the baby. The man is like, calm down, eat the food and all that. This is what happens. When they opened the food, it was there. And as she was eating, she didn't know. She started eating, but she's not feeling like, she doesn't like the food that's served to her. So she starts eating, but her mind is with the baby. My baby hasn't cried. I haven't seen my baby, you know, and all that. And this is what shocked her. And she's alone. She didn't go with anyone. This is another thing for you guys. And because this has two stories, I'm going to cut it short. Each time you're visiting someone's place, your husband's place, your friend's place, because this is the story you're going in next, have someone with you. Someone who cares about you, someone you know. Don't just go like that. She trusted. She went with her husband because this is the thing. You never know someone until they really open their true colors to you. And when you date someone who hides a lot, you need to start being curious. Why ain't they open to me if they're really serious about me? So anyway, the mother starts eating, and in due moments of eating, she notices a baby's finger in her food. In that very moment, she hears a voice in her telling her, do not panic. Pick it up and eat it. She's like, so her heart now is really racing because there is a baby's finger in her food. The husband is eating. He doesn't care. He's eating. And the rest of the family is eating. They're enjoying the dish. They're eating. They're happy. They're celebrating. And the woman is shocked because you came with a baby. If you saw a hand, even on the baby's hand, but any human being's hand in a plate that you served, what do you do? What do you do? She looks in the food and the baby's finger is in her food. And the voice keeps telling her, if you freak out, you're going to be next. You're going to die if you freak out. Pretend and eat the food. That's going to show them that you've accepted them. So they will not like do anything to you. But if it's you, do you actually do it? What do you do? What do you do actually? So this is the thing. And because mothers are great, women in this world fear a creation called a woman. I'm just saying, they're so tough. Men are tough too, but women must be feared. So anyway, she picks the finger from the food and she starts eating the finger and eating the food. And while they're talking to her, she's not hearing their voices anymore. It's like, do you know wind? Like everything is just passing you like flash, because at this moment you're like, what the fuck is going on? Oh my God, like, help me. So anyway, after she eats, she then finds the courage to ask. She's like, where is the baby? I would like to feed the baby. And they don't have what to say. They're just like, the baby is fine. They know the baby is not fine. She knows the baby is not fine because she just ate her own blood. She knows it. There was no baby when she came inside. There was only one baby. The baby she came with. And she said, okay, I would like to breastfeed my baby, please. And they said, the baby is sleeping. You know, and they're starting to be rough now because they are finished to eat. And they're waiting for their ceremonies to go on until the night. So the man, the husband, is no longer with her. He's distancing himself. And she comes to the husband. She's like, where is the baby? Go bring the baby and we feed the baby. It's been hours. What kind of man are you? It's been hours and we haven't fed the baby. And the husband is like, what's wrong with you? Just sit and be quiet. Just, you know. And then he tells her, if you do not calm down, something terrible is going to happen to you. Just stay out of it. He's like, what do you mean stay out of it? It's like, let's sleep. Tomorrow morning, we go back home. They'll give you the baby in the morning when we're going back to Kampala. And in that moment, she knows that the baby is gone. And she waits. And then as they had gone for their ceremonies, because they reach a time and they're possessed with the spirits after the rituals, after they eat, they are possessed, and then they perform other rituals, and then they leave tomorrow morning. And this man, I think he knew it, because by the time he brought this woman over, he knew what he was doing. But the problem was with the woman. She didn't know who the man she was married to was. But now she's getting there. Her eyes are opening, but at what cost? So when she's sitting down, when they went outside and they are doing their rituals, I think they're starting to get possessed and they're leaving. They're not like overprotecting her, and they're like, maybe she has agreed, she has accepted. So she hears a voice telling her, go through the back door and run. Do not look behind. Go through the back door, run, 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 continue running until you get to the road. Do not stop. Whatever you hear, whatever calls your name, whatever speaks to you, do not hear it. Like blinded, actually, don't look back. That's what the voice tells her. So she gathers her strength and she goes outside the back door. The moment she opened the door, she saw outside they were hanging the bodies outside, and the baby's head was hanged on a stick. So they cooked the body and they placed a stick on the baby's head, and it was outside, and there were sticks with the baby and then with other human beings and maybe dead bodies, but there were just like so many bodies, because that's what they eat. That's their food made. And this is when she realizes that, oh, I have been married to firstborn eaters. These people are called firstborn eaters. Back in Africa, they're actually known. People are so careful to marry that tradition, unless if you really go and see someone's home. But it's called the firstborn eaters. If you're a firstborn, you don't usually survive. So she doesn't tell the husband. So when she goes through the back door and she sees the baby's head hanging and the rest of the bodies and some dead bodies hanging on the stick like behind, and it's a village, it's Africa, like they don't hide bodies anywhere. The voice speaks to her again, and it's loud, and it's like, run and do not look back. Don't look back. Whatever voice you hear, don't look back. So when she started taking off, she didn't even have time to whip her baby. She couldn't even grab the baby from anywhere. The voice was like, run. Don't look back. Do not stop. Do not stop. You fall, you get up and run. Don't look back. So she got up and she started running and running and running and running and running, and she's not looking back. And at this time, I think they realize they have lost someone. Someone has actually gone, and maybe they were actually preparing to eat her in the evening, because the fact that she was not taken to do the rituals with them, that's a red flag. And I think they didn't want anyone to come back and like talk about the man, because people knew who the man was. So she ran, but she's running crying, because she came with a baby and she's living without a baby. And you know, she's the pain of having a child, and then you had your baby in seconds, and within seconds the baby is gone, just like that. And you saw they rather steal your baby, and you're like, they stole the baby. I don't know who stole my baby. There is hope, because you might find them someday. She has no hope. She saw the baby's head hanging. She ran crying, and she says when she was running, this is the only name she called. She called Jesus, 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 save me, Jesus. She kept running like a mad person, but when she was running, they realized that they had lost someone, so they sent spirits to go after her. And I think they were running, chasing her too. So because she says she was hearing voices, but she could not hear, they were like, stop, stop, like voices like that. And like they were like, we're going to kill you. And they were like voices that are very terrific, you know, like stop, cut down, and all. And they're cussing at him, at her, because she could hear like the words cussing and cussing and cussing. But because the voice told her, when you run, do not look back, just run and continue moving forward. Even if you fall, don't look back, just keep going. So that's what she had. So all she knew was run until you hit the road. She ran. She says she ran and ran, but she says she only kept calling the name Jesus. She said, Jesus, Jesus, save me. Jesus, Jesus, save me. Jesus, Jesus, save me. This time only, save me. Ha! But she was not calling that name when she was, and then she was not calling that name when she was in this relationship. She did not ask this name before she left to go to visit the husband's family. Now there is no time for regret. It's survival. You have to survive. But the Bible says whoever calls on the name of the Lord Jesus shall be saved. And this is, I think that's why she got saved. And she says she wasn't born again. But she knew in that instant moment that that's the name she was supposed to call. So she didn't even know. She wasn't her right man. But she ran and ran. And luckily enough, she says she ran for a long period of time. And these voices did not stop one time. They kept following her. They kept cussing at her. And I think if they had followed her, they reached a point and they stopped following. Because at that time they were possessed and they were doing their rituals. So they had to continue their rituals even when she had escaped. So she ran, she didn't look back until she reached on the road. When she reached on the road, she just fell like a dead body on the ground, on the road. And luckily enough, there was this big trailer moving along. It was just going its own way. Of course, people are going, like taxis going, and vehicles, like people are going different directions. Some are going to their villages and all that. So when they saw this woman was not in, she did not have shoes in her legs. She had ran at least for like 5 to 6 hours without stopping, she says. So when the man immediately, because people know these people, they know the area, but there are people who are safe, who don't do those things. So they are also safe from those people, but they know them. So he picked her up and put her in her lolly. She didn't say anything. They couldn't even ask her. She was like dead. So they drove her and they brought her until the city. She only told them, drive me until you bring me out of this place. Just throw me anywhere but away from this place, as long as you put me in Kampala. Throw me anywhere. So they took her, they drove her until they reached the town. And then they gave her water to drink. And she said, so in that moment, she says she remembers she had lost a baby. She remembers she went with a child. She went with a husband, but she's alone. She remembers she just survived. She starts screaming. She screams, crying, and people don't know. So people are gathering around her. They're asking what's going on, because they are seeing her scream. She's screaming, crying, screaming, tearing her clothes, tearing herself apart. And they said, let her calm down, and then we'll ask her what happened. So, and in Africa, please, if that happens to you, I don't know if other African countries, I don't want to speak for the rest of us, it's your problem. They don't send the police. They don't send people. No. You survived, thank your Lord, and walk away. So she reached, when she came back to, when she finished crying and tearing herself, She spoke to them. She said, my baby, they have eaten my baby. And they're like, who have eaten your baby? It's like these people. So she spoke like the language, and people knew. They're like, whoa, okay. Of course, not all these people do it, but if you fall into a bad state, people do these things all over the world, not even just that place, but it's just that place is known for firstborn eaters, and that is why it's just so known for that. So she starts saying, I went with my husband and they killed my baby, they made me eat my baby, and everyone's hands were on their heads. They're like, what happened? So she has lost her senses, and they're like, she doesn't even have a phone, she has lost her senses. So they're just trying to calm her down. They don't know where she comes from, so they wait for her to cool down. They give her drinks. She doesn't want to eat anything, and after a week she remembers her home. They take her to her home, and she starts speaking these things to the neighbors. She's like, this dude, we went to his home, and people were like, what? That dude we were seeing here recently? What? You guys left here in the morning? She's like, yeah. Yeah, we left a week back. And they know her. They know she gave birth. They were there. They were there through their years in their courtship. They were there when they were celebrating pregnancy. They were there when the baby was born. They knew the child, the baby. They knew the family. But the problem is the woman didn't know who she was married to. She didn't investigate where this man comes from. When the man said, I don't want to talk about my family, she stopped too. She trusted so much. There is a reason. The Bible tells us not to trust a human. Have a little trust in someone, but be curious, like be wise. Mostly if you're married to like, if someone does not open up, there is a problem. They have to really open up to you because they are serious with you. And the moment, that's why be careful who you have a child in. Be careful who you have sex with. These people took a baby, but to you, they can take your wealth, they can take your mindset, they can snatch your soul through having sex with multiple people that you don't know. You can sell your soul through that unknowingly. I've talked about those things, and I'll be talking about them in more episodes to come. That there are people who are taken by force. They don't know. They're just taken through sex, through, mostly it's that. So be careful who you get married to. Be careful. If someone does not open that, be hard on them. Push them even further. Where is your family? Where do you come from? Before you even have a child for this person, know details about them. Who they are. What happens if someone, leaves you with a child and you don't know where to start from? Things like that. But most importantly, what have they taken from you? So always know who you're dating. Be with them. Visit their families. How can you be in a relationship with someone for 2 years and you don't know how their family looks like, who born them, unless if they lied to you? And if they ever lied to you, then they have no family to take you to. So at least you're safe that way. But even Nave, are you really safe? Because I'm going to be bringing these episodes more of men who actually got married to jinns and demons because lust pulled them. And these people are handsome and beautiful. You cannot differentiate a witch and who isn't a witch in this generation. No, you can't tell who is a cannibal and who isn't a cannibal, unless if you're spiritual and you pray, and then maybe God reveals that part to you, that this person you're dating is actually like this and like this. But if you don't, be curious. Ask them where they come from. Ask them to see their friends. Ask them to see their family, at least a sister, at least an uncle, at least a brother. Yes, just, be curious. Pay attention to details. You be with someone in the house. Where do they go every night? If you sleep with someone, and every night at a specific time they go outside. And you're like, you don't care. You're like, oh, whatever, whatever. I'll see them when I see them. You sleep with someone who goes and, do night dancing outside, and then they come back in the morning. You wake up. There is a woman they told us about that she was married to this man, and this man could go and dig every night and do night dancing, and each time in the morning the woman could wake up. This man is very exhausted and his feet are very dirty, like someone who slept working so hard. And she kept asking herself, what the hell? What is wrong with this person? She didn't know. So she asked the neighbors. My husband goes out every night, but she comes back when he's dirty. Like when he wakes up in the morning, he's so exhausted. Hey, neighbors were like, girl, you need to do a background. Ask him, where does he come from? He's a witch. And then the woman realizes, but he didn't know. But this man, every single night, he could get out. Where is your husband going every single night, or your boyfriend? Where do they go every single night? When they come back in the house, what do they bring inside with them? Are you safe in your house with this person? Do you really think you know the person you live with in the house? How much do you know this person? We live in houses with people we don't pray for. So everything about them is uncovered. Maybe they're murderers and they have ever killed someone and they live with you. And that curse was not broken. So you're going to share that bondage and you're going to share that curse together. If you don't realize what's happening. I'll tell you a story, y'all. One day, my mother, when I told you, if you guys don't know about my mom's story, you go back in my playlist and check out story time. My mom was so, now that, she lost her husband through a very weird situation, she's kind of backed off from really loving people and she loves, but bringing them so close. She kind of backed up from that. But before, when we were children growing up, we were so poor. But our mom could have so many people in her house. People from the church could come and eat from the small we have. People from this way. Today she's having someone from this way. People from different churches. So she was this kind of people. And then one day she preaches to someone, that person gets saved. And this person knows that Sister Beatrice is welcoming. She's so nice. So this is the thing. This woman had spirits behind her. So she was married to these spirits of their house, of their home where she comes from. So they did not allow her to get married or to come to the city. They wanted her back to the village. And each time she came to the city and slept in a person's home, this bird could come, or demons could come in the house, and you could feel a presence, and they could start beating her up, on raise her up, and they could do terrible things, and you'd be scared. So people could send her out, go, hurry, because people don't want to deal with that bullshit. So she knew. And maybe she thought there would be hope in my mom because she was saved. Mates, who child? For us, we were babies, we were little, and we see mama, but we were used to it. She could bring people around in the house almost every day. And this is why I know my dad was a very good man. A man not known to anyone. He was the best man I've ever seen. He never chased away anyone my mom brought. Not because he wanted them around, because he respected his wife. He really loved his wife. So we are there, and my mom this woman knocks on the door, and my mom says hi. She's like, oh, sister, come in. My mom had prayed for her sometime, and then she's like, hi, you know what, Mommy Beatrice. So she's crying. She's speaking to my mom. She's like, this and this happened. For us, we don't care. At that point, we don't know anything. So I didn't know what they were talking about. And I see my mom praying for the woman and telling the woman to have a sleepover that night to our home, and then tomorrow we shall see what will happen. And I think by that time, my mom was anointed, but she was not dressed enough. Their spirits have levels. But the name of Jesus is greater than any spirit. But the truth is, you can actually ambush a spirit that you cannot overcome on your own when you need help of pastors and elders and people like that. So, because this world we live in is a battlefield, it's a warfare. We are in a war zone, we are fighting every single day. If you don't see that, it's because you don't see in the spirit. But in the spiritual world, we are fighting. Every single day is a battle. Every day you live is a battlefield. You don't see that, but it's a battle. So, this woman is called in the house, and my dad tells my mom, isn't this the, so we hear our dad telling him, isn't this the woman you talked about? It was like, why would you bring someone like that? And her mom is like, just let her sleep at night. She will go tomorrow morning. So we see a woman, my mom lays her down on our fallen mattress that was like half, it was half. So she slept on the one, and for us we slept on the ground and we were covered. In the night, when we were sleeping, in deep sleep, a bird came. Do you know these birds? Is it an owl? Do you know this bird that cries? You know, in Africa there are these birds that come on your house, and they're like announcing that someone is going to die. They're witches, like they're spirits, they're saints, and they usually move with the spirit of death on them. We usually break them when you hear them and pray and cast them out. So we are sleeping, we hear that bird. That bird comes on the roof, and it's not like this house I live in right now. It's a roof with iron sheets, you know, like iron sheets. Yeah, that. So I don't know if you guys know what iron sheets are, but like it's what covers houses back in ghettos. So this bird comes, and our neighbors, I told you guys the houses were close to each other. Every person had that bird. It was so powerful. It came and it landed on our iron sheets, on our house. It had come for that girl, and it landed. The moment it landed, it started crying and doing its noises of witchcraft, whatever, and all that. So everyone was awakened. My dad woke up and was like, what the hell is that? What the hell is that? And my mom wakes up too, and we are also awake. How could you sleep? You're a child. You're like, what just happened? What is that? And we're starting to freak out, and we are crying. And my mama says, it's okay. So this girl wakes up because she knows. She knows the thing had come for her. But this is the thing. I think she didn't want to do these things. But her fathers had married her to the demons when she was a child. So wherever she went, she could not get married, and she could not stay in anyone's house. They could come for her. She had to go back to the village. So we are all awakened, where everyone is scared to come out of their houses, the neighbors. So the bird is on our iron sheet, and it wants to rip the iron sheet off. And mind you, it's on a minister's house. Just because you are saved, it doesn't stop the attacks to come to you. Just because you know God, it doesn't stop the attacks to come. So this girl woke up, and immediately she started crying. So my dad wakes up, and my mom. So for us, we used to follow what our mom is doing. You know, so our mom pray. We also start praying what we don't know. We're like, we break it in the name of Jesus. Go, 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 go. But the prayer of children is so powerful. A prayer of a child is so powerful, even if she only says you're healed. That word from a child. Because for them, they speak with faith. They don't speak out of fear. They speak with faith and authority. So, teach your children to pray. And so this bird starts screeching, trying to break the iron sheets off the house. My mom is praying, get out in the name of Jesus. I command you in the mighty name of Jesus. Get out. And we start praying. The Bible says, with mom starts speaking the scriptures. No weapon formed against us, get out. And it says that the Bible says, do not touch the anointed one of God. Who are you to come in the anointed house of God? Get out. You need to embrace strength and power when you're coming. But the thing was powerful. Wherever this girl was coming from, whatever was on her, she had to really dedicate. She had to drown herself in Christ. So she prayed, and the bad kept doing what it's doing. And my dad, by that time he wasn't. I don't remember if he had just gotten saved or if he wasn't. He told my mom, pack her bags and let her out. My mom is like, please, Vale, don't do this to me. It's like, we can't, where are we sending the girl? So the woman is crying. My dad is like, someone is going to die. The attacks are going to start coming to someone in the house. If you do not let that girl go out, my mom said, you're playing. It doesn't know what it's doing. This girl is not living here at night. She is going to leave in the morning. And she speaks with faith. But the truth is, this girl, maybe she had hidden something. She had hidden something. There was something maybe she didn't tell my mom. Because how God works is when the person they're rebuking something with has actually decided to open up. The girl did not open up. She had lied to my mom. She didn't tell the whole story. And she was not saved yet. So whatever my mom was doing, whatever prayer she was praying, they were hitting the wall. Because she was not dedicated. They were not in the same spirit. My. The bad became worse. We started hearing people, the neighbors starting to bang, trying to scare the bad away. This bad was not a bad. It's a spirit. It has come for her. So she knew. So she didn't continue to worry my mom. She just packed her bags because she knew she lied. So she told my mom, Beatrice, I have to go. I didn't tell you the whole story. I have to go. And she started packing her bags so fast. And my mom is like, what didn't you tell me? We can pray. She's like, no, this is not going to work. She packs her bag. She says, thank you, Beatrice. And she goes out in the middle of the night. And we are looking. For me, my remembrance is that when she stepped out of the house, the bat flew off the iron sheets. Does that make God powerless? No. She wasn't committed. She didn't want to release whatever was that was. So that is what I'm talking about. Be careful the people you host in your houses. You might host someone who's like already taken over. And then marriage, mostly marriage. When you're married, now just imagine a man, you find a woman like that, you don't know what they're battling. And most times, people want to keep their lives private. So if anything, they will, what is it called? They will, they will hide it from you. So just imagine you wake up and get married to a girl like this and you don't know anything. And in the night, when you're sleeping, these things come. And it might not even stop that. This time it can come in the house. But the thing about my house, it was protected. So if anything, it could only fight from outside, but it could not get inside. But what happens if there is no protection? There is no spiritual protection. Your house is open. How much do you think you'd be affected if something like that happened? So anyway, today's story was about that. I thought that I could throw in another story real quick, but I think that's gonna be another day for another episode of story time. But today, what did you learn in this story? Tell me in the comments, what did you learn in this story? Did it speak to you? Did it open your mind to like being careful when you're going to get married? You don't just get married to someone, but you actually care to know about their family, to know about who they are and where they come from. Oh, Christian, thank you so much. I appreciate you a lot. Thank you so much. That means a lot to me. It means a lot. When you guys subscribe, when you like, when you comment, when you share, when you support me with simple things like this, I am so grateful and they help a lot. They help a lot. Thank you, Christian. God bless you. Oh, you're making me shy. All right, I should stop playing like that. So anyway, you guys, that is what today's story was about. It's more like teaching you guys to be mindful. In the marriages where you are, is there something that is going on in the house? Are kids being attacked? Kids are having nightmares, but you don't know where they're coming from. I'm going to bring the stories too of how sometimes people like do witchcraft on children and kids have nightmares. It's not okay. Okay? So, and then the other thing is that protect your children. You see, if this woman was more curious and careful, the other thing is that do not go to anyone's house without someone you know. I mean, even if you went with someone, maybe at least, I don't know, at least you will have someone to testify for you, or at least someone who could fight for you. What happened if this woman had no protection at all and she was actually overpowered? Then she would have died too, and then the family would have asked, where did my family go? Where did my child go? Where did my sister go? And nothing. And I have another story for you guys that I'll tell you. You know what? This story is about a girl who was so beautiful. She was so beautiful, that she despised men. So there was this man. He came from a witch family, and I think that will be another episode, and I'll tell you about it. This man was a constructor and he was building, and he saw this girl and he started whistling to the girl. Do I know how to do that? So he was doing that. It was, trying to seduce the girl. And the guy was like, leave me alone, you ugly thing. Look at you. When you look at yourself, can you even marry me? Look at me and look at you and all that. Ugh. What happened to the girl, mates? Stay tuned. But if you don't subscribe now, how are you going to learn? How are you going to hear these stories? I've already said so many amazing stories here on Build on Flex Story Time that will build your faith, and you actually start seeing this world the way you're supposed to see it, a spiritual way. All right, guys, hit me with some questions before I go. I'm gonna stay here for another 10 minutes or 15 because I'm gonna be live at 10 for yoga. So you grab your mats and your blocks and stretch with me before you go to bed today. I need some comments, questions, or ask me anything. I'm actually planning to come and do our questions and answers sometime pretty soon. I'm just not ready for it. Do you guys have some questions for me? You guys, I am 26. I have no children. I have no babies, but maybe someday. Maybe someday. Maybe someday. Let me see. I always go back to see if you guys like asked some questions. The blinds. You guys leave my blinds alone. You know what? Because I can't fix them. I hate them too. But I can't fix them. Like the blinds back in my living room, I tried to pull down and I think I'm going to like creates damage when I keep pulling, because they don't leave us. Leave my blinds alone. I just want to see if someone asked questions in the lives when I was live. Ooh. What part of Africa do I come from? I come from Uganda. Is it East? Should be East Africa. It better be East Africa, because then I'll sound dumb. But I'm not dumb, y'all. I promise. You got a good teacher over here. Let me see. Ooh, and I am too hot. So this part hurts so bad, and then it's too hot too. Like, it's too hot. You can tell something is wrong. Yeah, I was right. It's the East African region that produces beautiful girls like me, but they actually don't look like me. I'm just joking. My favorite hobbies. What are my favorite hobbies? I'm sweating everywhere. How can I be sweating on my boobs? People will think I have kids. I don't have kids. Leave me alone. What are my favorite hobbies? I love working out. Just one of my first hobbies. But I've not worked out in like 2 weeks. If you see it in my yoga videos, I've lost a lot of mass. I'm thinking my body has gone a little bit down. If you noticed me before, I feel like my body was bigger, but now look at that, mates. Look at that. It's all gone down. But we are not going to kill ourselves. I had to calm down. That is the most important thing, taking care of your body when it needs to. So I've been off and on, being like weirdly not feeling that great. So I've not worked out. I've only worked out with you guys doing yoga videos, because that's some good workout to keep you in shape. At least it's not going to build, but it's gonna keep you in shape. So I love working out. I don't know how to swim. I love swimming. I love watching people swim, and I imagine myself, if I'm in the water, I would really love being in the water. But you know what, mates? I drowned. I drowned in River Nile. You won't believe it. I've had nightmares about that, but there is a way God has helped me go through them, and I am not totally shattered. But we drowned, and I'll tell you that story. That will be one day story time. And I'll tell you guys. It's a short story, actually. Let me put it real quick in. It was my sister's birthday, and we went to that place, but we went pretty late, so we reached pretty late, and the time for swimming had actually gone down. So, but they accepted, because my sister really wanted to swim, and it was her birthday. So after she did that bumpy or whatever jumping thing they do, and then she asked us to go with her. My thing was, I'm not going to go in the water with you, but your best friend, her best friend, was to go with her in the water. And at that time I felt bad. I was like, it's my sister, she's going. And this is the thing, it was getting dark, and because it was getting dark, I was even more scared. But they told us we are going to be sitting on some, what are they called, pedals. They're just like, it's not even a boat. But these people were liars. They told us that we are not going to fall off those things. Can you imagine that? Who does that? They told us we are not going to fall off those things. So we sat and then we started going. But it was getting real late. And my spirit, I was not okay with it. I was like, I don't trust this. And the river looked to be calm when we were leaving. And this is the thing about the river. If it was a lake, we could turn around. With the river, you don't turn around. You have to go round until where you came from. So whatever you face, you actually have to face it when you're returning. So we didn't know. And I'm with someone, my special person, and he didn't know how to swim. I think he only knew how to swim, and he had also had ever drowned when he was little. And then he was with me, and so I sat with him on that pedal, that one pedal, and then we had our person who was sweeping, I don't know what they're called, a guide. So, and then my sister was with her best friend on the other one, and then with their guide. And this is what they told us. They didn't tell us this before we started going to the journey, because if they told me that, I wouldn't have sat in the water. So they gave us, what are they called? Lifeguards. And they told us to trust the lifeguards. Freak them. It doesn't work. I swear it didn't work. So I was like, I don't know how to swim. What happens if I fall in? At least someone who knows how to swim, they will swim. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know anything. So my sister knew how to swim. So she was not so scared of the water. But it was getting dark. And we didn't know by the time we were through with this, it was actually going to be super dark. So we started off with the boats. And this is the thing. When you start off, you can't turn around. You have to finish the journey. Mates, I wish I knew all those. They told those things to us after. How do you do that? How can you do that to people? And I told them when we were leaving, I was like, I've never been in the water. I don't know how to swim. I don't want to be in these things. So anyway, they started rotating around and we started going. In the midst of us going, it looked like the water had started picking up waves and waves and waves. I was like, whoa, these things are just pedals. We are going to fall off. But they're like, Sherry, calm down. That's my sister. Calm down. Whew. And we start going, sailing. And then my sister and her best friend, they start singing this song. What's it called? Railboat. Da, da, da. What song is that? Railboat. Something like it's for kids. I think it's called Railboat or Reykjavik, something like that. When it sounded to me when they were singing it, it was, what is it called? It was creepy. I was like, stop singing that, you guys. You're starting to scare me. Stop singing that. And they laughed. They continued singing this song. And in that moment, I'm thinking, I left my mom. I said goodbye to my mom and we came. What if something happens? So I'm thinking like that. And my sisters and her best friend continued singing. And I'm like, please stop singing that song. And then they were far away from us because we started getting far away. It would, that distance. And then we reached the waves. So when we were going, I was facing the back. And my special person was over here. And the person was over there, the one who was riding. He told us, if in case you fall in. I was like, what did you say, May? I was like, repeat what you just said. He said, if in case you fall in. I was like, I cursed him. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, why didn't you tell me that there was that option of falling in? I was not going to sit on this thing at all. Hey, he said, he continued, and they were speaking another language, so I didn't even understand the language he was speaking. And you know what he said? He said, you're going to hit a wave and it's called Cobra. He said, we are going to hit Cobra, but when you fall into the water, I am going to run close so quick and pick you out. You're not going to, nothing is going to happen to, like, don't freak. But he told us, in case you fall in, don't try to swim, don't scream, be still. Like, pretend you're dead. Like, don't swim, don't do anything. I said, okay. Me, at that point, I am angry. So when he said you're going to hit cobra, we were already at the cobra wave. We had, no wonder it's called cobra. Do you see the spirituality in these things? Because why is it cobra? That cobra drowned us, I'm telling you. So when we reached, he said we are going to hit cobra, we were already there. And the next thing I saw was a wave coming at us and beating us, and we all fell in. The runners were behind us. I didn't know what was up with them. I didn't know who was okay. I started drowning. So it put me down and put me back. It put me down and it put me back. And then it put me back. So this is what happened. When I fell in the first time and I went inside the water, I remembered he told us to stay still. So I didn't swim. I didn't put my hands anywhere. But whatever he told us was not working. The whatever things were not working. And I told, so, but you know, I think God saves people who are genuine. I did not think about myself in the water when I remember. When the first time I fell in the water like this, I don't remember what I thought. It brought me back up. And when I saw, it was like a flash saying the boat, Rena's boat. And these people who said they're going to be close to us, they were meters away from us so far that they cannot come to us. They were also fighting to come close. We fell in the water, and when I came up and it put me back a second time, and that second time, this is the thought that came to my mind. I remember it very clearly. I said, I left my mom. You know, my mom had just lost her husband, and I think it had just passed a year. And I even, yeah, my dad had just passed away. So I was thinking about my mom. I was not thinking about me. I was not thinking about where I'm going. I was not thinking about anything. I thought about my mom. I was like, I left my mom. And that is all I thought about. How I left her when I said goodbye to her. When it brought me back and put me back in, I imagined. I didn't imagine, but I thought, I was like, how much is my mom going to cry? She just lost her husband, and then she's going to lose a child. That is what I thought. And then the other thought I thought was my special person. This person had visited specially for me. I was like, if he dies, what will the family know? How will they? So, because I was not thinking about myself, I'm thinking that's why God saved me that day. Like, no thought came to me about myself. And then I realized that maybe God gave me a genuine heart, because in that moment people would be freaking out, death. But this is the other thing, that third round, when it pulled me up and it put me back in, I said, Jesus, my mom, please don't allow me to die. That's what I said in the water. And then I had a hand grab me, and it was my special person. It wasn't these dudes. They said they were going to be close. They were far from close. And you can't blame them. That's the wave. They didn't predict it. They didn't know that it was even going to happen. But they didn't have a solution because we had to turn around. So when that hand grabbed me and pulled me up, and it was also sweating, so they put me on a boat. I said, so when I came in, they were picking my sister's friend too, because the wave had thrown her far away from them too. So they went and picked her up, and then she was like, what is going on? What is going on? Oh, Christian, thank you. Oh, Christian, God bless you, babe. Oh God. God bless you. You take care of yourself. And I'm going to talk about the hobbies later. So anyway, I saw them and they were crying. And I was crying. I was like, you know what I was saying? I don't want to go back in. 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 That's all I was saying. I don't want to go back in the water, because I had faced death somehow. I had drowned for the first time in my life. It's so scary. I tried to like hold my nose. If I went back another time, I had given up because I could not hold anymore. Like it was taking me and it had started now coming through me. So I told him, I don't want to go back. He was like, you're not going to go back. And I was like, who are you talking? I was like, don't even talk to me because you I don't trust. And I don't trust you anymore. Are you joking? We're not going to fall in. So this is the thing. Good thing he told us. He was like, I was like, turn around, turn around, turn around. Before I knew that you don't turn around on a river. And before we knew that it was the Nile, it was River Nile we had fallen in. It wasn't any other. Like, God saved us that day. I'm grateful today and I'll be grateful forever. I wouldn't be here to tell you guys this story. So he told us we can't turn around. We have to round. It has to go round. I was like, so we are going to hit the cobra again in coming back? He said yes. And you know what's funny? I was calm. I didn't cuss him out. That's what was funny. I didn't cuss him out. I just kept saying, I don't want to fall in. And then my special person said, don't worry, babe. I got you. You're not going to fall in. You're not going to fall in. I have you. You're not going to fall in. And he really took care of me. He didn't let me fall in the second time. He's the one who fell in. And then he held on to me. And I held him too. And then he came out. And then when we were coming, my sister was taking photos. You mates. I'm telling you, people are born from the same families, but they have different strength. My sister is a hard person because they had also drowned, but she wasn't thinking about it. They just took photos. But I think she had ever experienced water. She had ever gone underwater. For me, I had drowned. It wasn't swimming. We drowned and the waves kept hitting me back in and up and putting me back in and up. I had nightmares of that day for years. I even still have it. But with time, these dreams change how they feel. That's what is funny. It's like you're used to the water now. It's like you're inside the water when you're dreaming about it. But that thing, I'll never forget that day. And then your mates, that's how I survived drowning. But I love swimming. So one of the hobbies, I love swimming, but I just can't do swimming. Because that experience ruined swimming for me. I'm thinking, what if I drown? That is the only thing I think about. I don't think about swimming being fun, but I love it and I love seeing people do it. My other hobbies are reading. I love reading the Bible. That's the only book I'm really interested in a lot. And then I read Age of Empathy. I'm not so much of a reader, but I love writing. I love writing. When I was younger, I wrote a lot. When I had lost my dad, I wrote a lot to get off my mind and all that. I just stopped for some reason. And then I love, what is my other hobby? Other hobbies. What's it called? Yeah, maybe learning new things. I love learn, not everything, but some things that I find interesting, like that. But apart from that, I don't do a lot. I'm not so much of adventure. I love adventure, but I've only been to one adventure and it was kind of fun, I'll say. So adventure too, yeah. Yes, I love yoga. I love stretching. So I I had put that among working out. So I love stretching. It makes me feel new and whole, relieved. Go to bed without any tension. Helps me also with my body that isn't, they haven't discovered what's really happening, being like almost sick most of the times. So that's it, you guys. I love you guys a lot. Probably Build on Flex is premiering right now live, so I'm gonna go and I'll let you guys stretch, have on for the rest of the night. Thanks for everyone that stayed with me from the beginning to the end. Thanks Ace, thanks Yes, thanks everybody, thanks Christian, thanks who did too at first. I love you guys. I just love you guys a lot. Have a wonderful rest of the night, and I'll see you guys in the next practice. Have a wonderful tomorrow. Let me actually write down. Tomorrow I'm coming with a story. You guys, even if you don't believe, just stay and listen to it. It's a story about this woman's death experience, near death experience. What she saw, how it was, and you guys might find it interesting. And also, it's really good to just open yourself to so many things. In that, you'll find truth, but each time you close yourself to things, you'll never know truth. So I love you guys a lot. Golden Flakes family. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a wonderful rest of the night. Good night, mates. I love you. I love you.